Funsize Show!
Welcome to Honestly Honesty, a female-led podcast with real, unfiltered conversations on creativity and life.
We share inspiring stories, meaningful insights, and honest moments that celebrate both wins and setbacks.
Well, we're super excited for today's guest. She has a long list of accolades. Right now, she's the VP. Oh my gosh, and we forgot. I was going to ask you how to say your last name.
Aue.
Aue, okay.
Yeah. No, that's what we said.
Is that what you guessed?
I said Aue.
Yeah.
If you guessed it, you're the first person ever.
Really?
I
Wait.
should have like a prize.
Okay, sorry. I'm just going to hijack this for a second. How do you feel about having a last name that has no consonants?
I feel fine.
Okay.
I was born that way.
Yeah, it's never been a thing.
Do you know if it's like French?
It's German.
Oh, sorry.
There's a town of Aue, and it means stream running through a meadow.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
But yeah, that's it.
Very nice anecdote.
Mhm.
So Jennifer Aue is a VP of AI experiences at SAP. She also was a former distinguished designer at IBM. We've got a
We
guest
have another
today.
guest today. His name is Mr. Manchego, and he is trying to make out with Natalie.
Hey, buddy.
We're
So
hoping
she's
he calms down.
he's going to make us not take this as seriously in a good way. You know what I mean? Like he's like reminding us play is good. So she's a former distinguished designer and executive director of AI transformation at IBM Watson. And we are really excited to have her today because as everyone knows, AI is in like every conversation everyone is having, and it's shaping right now so much of the world we live in. It's shaping not only our work, but how we create. And so that's really why we wanted to have you on is to, kind of bring and share with us your deep experience with AI and also, kind of from your like LinkedIn and other articles and stuff, learning how connected you are to like humanizing and bringing the human side to tech. So we're here to hear about her evolution and how that ties into AI, her work, her life, and creativity. So welcome, Jennifer. Do you prefer to go by Jen?
Yeah, Jen is good.
Nice. Very
Yeah.
cool. So I feel like just to kick it off, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? And I guess if you want to start with kind of where you started, because your career journey is very interesting.
Okay, where I started in 30 minutes. I started as like a traditional graphic designer in the 90s at a boutique design firm, actually in Houston, Rigsby Design. And I focused largely on branding and identity systems, packaging, books, like very tactile perfection of going to the printing press, and it's a lot. So I was in that space for about 10 years. And then I ended up starting my own company, just more of a situational thing than a like, I want to own my own company. But I had two partners, and we ended up getting Microsoft as a client, and they wanted us to create an IPable look and feel for their new OS system, which is now Vista. And they came to us because our work was so tactile. They were saying, like, it needs to be something we can legally patent, like money, like currency, like visually patent. And I, over the course of that project, like, I'm now still like dear friends with the woman who brought that project to us from Microsoft. And she would tell you, she's like, it took me like the first meeting to realize you were done with print and you were in digital. Like that was going to be your journey. And I was, like, it was true. I fell in love with the idea that things could continuously change and be interactive and have more of a story to tell. And I didn't have to go on press checks anymore. That was super exciting. This gray hair, I can tell you the press check it was in the day it happened. Like that was the thing. So, after going through that project and learning so much, I decided I can either hire people into my company that know about digital design. And given this was like 2006 or 7 at the time, or I can go back to school and try and learn it, or I can find a place that would hire me and I can learn as I go. And that's how I ended up at Frog Design here in Austin, Texas. And that began my journey into learning about interaction design, about user research, and about strategy. From there, Frog is very focused. Like my whole career at Frog was future of name the thing. And so we were always working 3 to 5 to 10 years out, and you would rarely see whatever you were designing and concepting actually get delivered. So I really wanted to learn that end of the process. And I ended up joining a development agency in Seattle, which was just like 100 developers, and they had hired 10 amazing designers for the first time because they felt they were giving away just work on the table just by virtue of like having these conversations about we need a website, we need a whatever. But they just did the development of it. So hired these 10 designers and then realized like this is a huge culture clash because they were fully agile. They were, Pomodoro and Jira and GitHub and like all of it. And their designers had not really like embedded in that, nor did the development know how to speak to the designers. So I came in as the creative director to help them figure really like that working model out. And I learned so much about development and agile at that company. But at some point along the way, I started learning about what at the time was being referred to as cognitive computing. I mean, we had called it AI in the past, but this was a little bit more specific. And I was hooked like immediately. And the reason I was hooked was because I've told this story so many times. You're going to have to erase this. You're like, yeah, we know.
I don't know.
You don't know. So my parents are just black and white opposites. One is an engineer, one is a designer, one is like a Buddhist, one is agnostic. Like one speaks in bullet points, one speaks in poetry. And my whole life has been helping these individuals communicate. And when I started learning about AI and realizing like this is a technology where you can input all of past conversations and past context into this and get recognize patterns and recognize like how to better communicate with somebody because you have that full understanding, which our brains cannot do. Like we are great at being creative and innovative and, kind of more of an organic thinking pattern. We are not great at holding all of the data of humankind for the last, since the beginning of history in our brains and synthesize it. Yeah, that's just like, that's not going to be our core feature set, right?
So I was like, all right. About last week.
It feels like it a lot of the time, right? Yeah. So I was just like, man, data and like this communication thing. And then if you extrapolate that out, like communication is the source of all of our problems on the planet. We do not understand each other. And when you think about, and we can go out even further, right? Like what happens if we extend beyond our little planet to life forms from other systems? Like it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you're just like, okay, we really need to focus on, I wanted to focus on that because I could just see the potential. And so I started stalking, especially IBM, but I think there were like 4 or 5 companies at the time where I was like, I really want to learn the full end-to-end process of this technology. I need a company that owns both the hardware and the software and the sales and storytelling side of it. And that was like it was like Microsoft, Googly, IBM, or moved to China. And I started learning, like I do my research, all of my jobs, like I know a lot about the company I'm going to before I go to it. There's usually like a specific person, a specific role that I know that I want to go there and learn from. And so IBM is a company that's been around for so long. You can read books. You can read a lot of literature about it. You can talk to a lot of people. The more I learned about AI and the more I learned about IBM's history as historically a sales and then an engineering company, and then at that time had just started a new design practice, global design practice that was deeply championed by their CEO at the time. And knowing that they were only dealing with enterprise data, which put a ceiling at that time in my mind on the damage we could potentially do. from an ethical standpoint with AI. Like if I'm going to do damage by losing data, it's going to be internal company data and it's going to be through those channels. Anyway, called IBM, just like, you need to hire me. Please hire me over and over and over again. And I knew exactly what I wanted and I knew exactly what group I wanted to be in. And it took 8 months for that to happen. But it did. And I did that for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. And then now I'm doing it, the same thing for another company, a derivative of IBM, which is SAP, founded by IBMers, but half the age, and twice the complexity.
Wow.
So yeah, that's
Thank you for sharing. That's like the full, I mean, I'm sure that like you said, you could have like went into detail into all 30 minutes of that, but appreciate like the full arc. That definitely helped us like kind of set the stage of your journey. I feel like, I don't know, do you guys have any like initial questions? There was I can like dig into 8 different parts there.
I guess coming into AI like so much earlier, like your understanding of what it was, like how drastically different is it from that now?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like when you were,
AI, when I
joined, like when you were like, all right, there's this technology. What did you say it was called? Cognitive computing.
Mm-hmm.
And you sort of got your head around it. That version of what was possible in your mind, is it vastly different than today?
Yeah.
In a good way or
in all the ways?
Yeah,
in all the ways. I'll preface all of this with technology is benign. It is neither good nor bad. It is a tool. The way humans use it is charged, and that's a whole different conversation. Sure. So I'm just going to focus on like my love of this technology. When I started, a lot of what I ended up doing at IBM was teaching all of their teams and design teams especially, what is AI? What can it do? How do you think about it? How do you create use cases for it? How do you evaluate it? And then how do you deliver it? So I went through the process of learning like, wait, what is a model? What is like all these words that I didn't know before, all these roles that I didn't know. Today, that's all gone. Like it is gone. And it only left with the emergence of generative AI. That changed everything. And when that happened, I think I remember taking like 2 weeks to read and learn about it. And then I just sat silent literally for a week. Just the implications were both exciting and devastating. And I was like, it's done. Like my job is over. I'm done. That's it. And today, like that was. Can
you help us better understand what you mean by that?
That was April 2024 that OpenAI released GPT 1.0. And within the following 6 months, that model improved 400% with almost no human effort. And that's when you knew like, okay. So what I saw when I started learning about generative AI was, I'm trying to remember now how, like what my feelings were at the time, because things move so fast now. Like my whole job could just be reading and like trying to digest it all and then send it out to my team.
It really is impossible, at least from my perspective, to try to keep up with all of it. But
it is.
Yeah, and even with your knowledge set, like
you just have to like
just need an AI version of yourself.
I do have an AI version of it. I have Gary, and Gary helps me out sometimes, which is a bot that I've programmed to like kind of groom it all and like put my own spin on it. But
Gary from SpongeBob, or
I don't know why I named him Gary. It just happened. He's like a real asshole, and I love that about him. I guess what I saw was the end of building something, which was traditional AI, classical AI. We're discovering how things work. And suddenly we were trying to keep up with how things worked. AI is very much, to me, like reverse engineering the human mind or the human brain, which we were inevitably going to do as human beings. The way we learn and create new things, almost everything, every piece of technology we have around us is just based on being inspired by something in the natural world, trying to figure it out how it works, and then suddenly like, oh, now we can do this with it. This stuff, generative AI is all about language, and it is just math. It's still just like, what word is most likely to come next? over and over and over again, right? And the more data you give it, the better it gets at that. And the more creative it can get with that because, well, what kind of conversation do you want to have? What kind of motivation do you have for asking me this question? And I could see a million different ways that it added on that layer of where AI was really just about a feature set that we didn't have, which was grokking a ton of data and showing me a pattern. Now, that creative part that was the human element of it before, well, it could do that too. And in a lot of cases, what I was seeing is it could do it a hell of a lot better, especially when you look at image generation, which is style transfer, what we used to call style transfer in traditional AI, just like amped a million times over. Everything that we see now in generative AI is taking what we humans have been building and hypothesizing on since the 40s. I was very late to the game in terms of AI. And working at a big company, you get to meet people who are like, I'm 75 years old and I've been doing this my whole life. And you're like, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's really just a very new thing that like everybody is more, it's more accessible to everyone. We can all work in it. But there are people that have been doing this their whole lives and they keep them in the back closets down like in the basement and suddenly they've been let out. And that's been another thing. I'm going off on a whole different tangent here, but like, yes, Gen AI.
So interesting though.
Yeah, it's fascinating. So Gen AI blew my mind. And then I took a pause and I had to, it especially changed the way we have to think about interfaces and interaction design in particular. And then all of the implications that come with that. How do you interact with a computer system? We've been working on that. I think like Douglas Engelbart is my favorite one that works on that, where he just like the guy that invented the mouse, the guy that invented the internet, like just making shit out of cardboard and kind of being like, try that. Love it. Like we're kind of at the same spot with Gen AI. Just like, I don't know, see what happens.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd like to hear more about that in terms of like what you see, because I told myself I wasn't going to say this, but I took a AI for product design course last year.
Yay.
And it was like so inspiring, but like the biggest thing that I got out of it was that we're trying, or like all of the AI, the Gen AI right now is the same. It's a chatbot, or it's like a, prompt, give it, and then that you get a response. And so I'm curious to hear your thoughts on like how you feel like that can be a better experience to be more human.
yeah.
It does feel like everything is just basically the chatbot became the AI bot.
I mean, that's the weird thing right now. And we've been talking about this. Say you get a GPT account, right? Or any of these accounts now, Gemini, they all look the same.
Yeah.
It's a chat experience. And the problem with that is because it looks like a chat experience, people interact with it as a chat experience. And it is not a chat experience. It is a collaborator. It is a research tool. It is like doing all your grunt work for you. There are a million different ways that we could be leveraging this. And it's simultaneously, we have a spectrum of users, right? From age 1 to like 100. And they all have different historic patterns that they've learned on how to interact with technology. And we have to service all of that. So it can't just be a hard cut to whatever that future vision is. And there are a lot of like predictions on what that future vision is. You have to kind of gradually edge everybody towards it. So it's very challenging, I think, for designers in the AI space now when you are simultaneously, you've got a traditional UI. It has tables and buttons and a header and a scroll bar and da-da-da-da. And it's like force AI, or now Gen AI, into how we used to work. At the same time, start moving everybody towards like a simpler thing, because now we actually don't need all these buttons. Hell, we don't need interface. If you want to know like what Gen AI ultimately looks like, it's Commander Data on Star Trek. That's where we're headed. And that, I mean, I don't know if you guys are Star Trek fans. Like,
I'm not, but I think when you say that, you mean like a multimodal experience that's not necessarily like an interface in front of you. It's like you can talk to it and hear it.
I mean, we have been reverse engineering the human mind.
Right.
When we catch up with reverse engineering the human brain, we won't want to talk to a computer anymore. We're going to want to talk to something that looks like us, that understands us. And so now we're talking about androids, and that is coming, and it's real creepy right now.
I've seen videos of that in like China, primarily. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been going. I had a pepperbot furrow. It drowned in the IBM fire a couple of years ago.
Oh no.
Or flood. But
That's
it's
so sad.
yeah, it is sad.
Yeah.
Some people have a very like aggressive or the uncanny valley response to what is happening in that space. Android. There's actually so much of this going on. There's an AI robotics department at UT. They build robots that build soccer and play soccer and all that. My response to it was like, oh, innocent, totally vulnerable. I can teach this thing anything, and it's in a world where it has only the knowledge I give it, and it has to learn to respond. And I don't know why that's my response to like metal.
Right. It's interesting.
But it deeply like touches me. And when you see these videos of like, if they'll, put an android on a street corner, and it's not long before somebody comes around and like kicks the shit out of it, abuses it. That's my concern with humanity and technology.
I get really a soft feeling in my heart when I see those Coco, the little robots that deliver food.
Yeah.
I can't imagine ever hurting that thing. In my mind, that's a real person.
It's, yeah.
Well, I think too, I mean, on like a grand level, just like hearing that, I haven't even seen videos of that. That would bother me as well. But I feel like it's like a reflection of humanity in that. I don't know. Also, I don't know. I was thinking from like a energy perspective of like, like even though it's like metal, it still has like an energy to it. I don't know.
Everything has
It's like
energy
destroying
to
a couch. Like if I saw someone here just like destroying a couch for no reason, I feel like I might feel the same way. It's like, I don't know. How?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to formulate this well, so I'm going to have to cut it out. But in the beginning, you were talking about like the parents who are totally different, and like it sounded like, oh, this AI thing, like this could help these people communicate, like bring people together. And that made me start thinking about like we're now living in a world where so many people can't communicate face to face anymore. COVID made that really hard. The invention of chat, and we text people, we don't call people. Like we've really like removed ourselves from people, from actual real interactions. And now we're talking about, well, let's bring back a robot to have these real interactions with. And it's really kind of wild. Like,
it is.
But maybe that can save humanity. Like we learn how to interact with something with eyes and look at them again.
I don't think like any kind of connection is going to hurt us. It's what we, use these things for in other ways. And it's not a fully accessible experience, right? Like we still have so many countries that don't have the internet. So it's still unbalanced, but what it needs to be, where it could help the most are those places, I think, that don't have it, or people that don't have that connection. Like, especially if, so many of us are learning about what to be on the spectrum means and recognizing characteristics of that in ourselves, or understanding our kids or people that we know. You want to talk about like, an immediate application of AI. Anybody that has a challenge communicating with other humans can be using this technology to connect and communicate exactly what they mean and understand what other people mean back.
I think that's 90% of how I use it right now.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm constantly like feeding it, like, this is a situation I'm having with my child. Like, how can I talk to her about it? This is the kind of person she is. I do that for clients too.
I've definitely used it in the same way of like, I want to respond differently than I feel like responding. Like I want to respond in like an empathetic way, and my initial response is not that. And so I've used it to kind of like, how can I say this in a way that this person might understand what I'm trying to say? Because I still need to say what I'm feeling, you know? And so it's helped me kind of change my verbiage. It's crazy too. It works. It's like, it feels like magic when it happens. Like,
It does.
and I say it and they get it. I'm like,
What?
wow, that went way better than it could have, you
Yeah.
know?
But how amazing is that like on top of you being able to like apply this tool to get your point across, you're also learning things about yourself through a dialogue with this tool that supposedly, I'm guessing, like has been given books and sources and data about what other humans and experts have learned on this. So you're not really learning it from a machine.
Right.
You're learning it from other humans across time and space.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's interesting. I'd like to hear kind of like your perspective on that too, in terms of, we don't have to go, and we can cut this obviously, but we don't have to go too far on this, and just in terms of like the ethics of it, how you feel. Because I think we probably all have had like just like a personal clash of like environmental and just like moral things. And I'm curious how you handled that internally.
It is, okay, here we'll get to honesty.
We're ready for it.
Here we go. So when I started working in AI, I will be honest that I didn't give a shit about ethics. Why? Because I couldn't even get a basic model into a product. And I would see these models, I would see the data going into them. It was so simple. It literally wasn't rocket science. It was just math. And I couldn't get it delivered because there wasn't enough data that had been actually prepared to actually deliver valuable insights. So I'm like, I can't even think about ethics. I have nothing to be ethical about. We're not getting it out. And it was that over and over and over again. Okay. Obviously, like we've kind of gotten through that AI winter of getting the data groomed. Now we can all use it, and we see this because in large part, OpenAI unethically groomed a ton of that data, and now we have it at our fingertips, right? So traditional AI was always going to be like honestly more ethical. My ethical concerns were about security risks, which is why I was like, I'm going to go enterprise, because working with public data, that seems like a box we're not ready for yet. And I think we saw that reflected in the 2016 election, et cetera, et cetera. Today, and I just read the book Careless People last weekend. If you haven't read it and you're interested in the ethics of AI, strongly recommend this book. Particularly with the onset of Gen AI, I am shook in terms of what just the utter like complexity, as well as how shitty we are at predicting the impact that can ripple out from a single idea. That's true with everything. Like, how does this end up doing it? But we are not good at predicting it. We're not like, look at the internet. Like, here's a way to like make a phone call. Okay. Like, and now 20 years later, like it's everything. Like the internet goes down, the world stops.
Yeah.
Couldn't have seen that. Couldn't have seen how it connected, what damage it did, whatever. And so the concerns I have in terms of ethics right now, probably because I just read this book, is the sharing of information towards with unethical companies and countries, and the motivations that companies might have to want to do that in order to increase their bottom line are not, it seems to me like there should be, and I know we're working on it, but once a company is sharing data, that should be groomed, held to policy, evaluated by an external force, not by their internal ethics community, because they are biased. So right now, I work at a company that's a global company. We're in like 90% of any company that has any kind of internal infrastructure for delivering supply chains or managing people, like they own SAP products to do it, which means SAP is sitting on more enterprise data than anyone else in the world. And we work globally. And if just the workforce it requires to keep track of every bit of data that we may or may not be securing, sharing, intentionally, unintentionally, what happens if, we make a mistake and they get something, or even worse, they decide they want something from us and are going to go like backdoor and figure it out. It's such a complex problem, and the repercussions are the limit of repercussions. Like, people can really be hurt. And that's where I am right now. I'm more about global data than anything else. What's the right way to have a conversation with a bot, or what's the right way to like let people know that AI was generating an insight in your app? Yes, all of that is like really important, but like to me, nothing is important right now is like coming up with a global data privacy. And obviously like the EU has been out ahead of that with GDPR and other countries, but like every country, every unit has an entirely different set of policies, and they're changing all the time. So for any company to like be compliant and keep up with that also diminishes their overall effort to want to do it.
Sure.
Deep seek, yes or no?
It depends on the day. Like, hell yes, DeepSeek. I'm hell yes, like anybody like building shit and getting good results. And fast.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome. Like what they used to build that. Are they concerned about the stuff that we're talking about?
Yeah.
To build something fast, you compromise on something else. In their case, they're compromising on quality of X, Y, and Z. So, and then they're releasing it into the wild, and you just don't know. You just don't know once you release something where humans are going to take it, and it'll be on both ends of the spectrum. I think we all just need to assume like it will all be used for the best and worst intentions, and don't ask if, just pretend like it's already happening.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I
Makes
feel
sense.
like I'm really appreciative that you were, like honest about that, because I think it's weighing on everybody, and so like now it's kind of like it's on the table. We all know it's there, it's real. So like, what do we do now? I think we could like pivot a little bit and go into kind of like a little bit more about you. I feel like what you do is like on a different realm of like not necessarily, you wouldn't put it in the book of like traditional creativity, but in my mind it's like extremely creative, just different type, right? So what do you feel like we ask what do we ask?
Yeah.
What inspires you outside of your like daily work life that might influence what you do?
Where do you find inspiration in other places?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where I was like, how honest do they want to get?
Oh, yeah.
We can get real weird with
Let's
this.
do it.
But I have a sense like you guys are going to be chill with it. As a designer, or maybe just even as a human being, like I think the most important question we ask is why. And I early on was like, okay, well, what's the biggest why? Like, why this, why that? You can just ladder up and ladder up and ladder up until you get to like, why am I here? Why do I exist? And
what's
then
the point?
What's the point, right? Like, what's the point? Where are we?
Mhm.
What does this all matter? That's been my obsession, I think, for life. And
Where have you landed?
where have I landed, right? Like, this is, I think, like when I was younger, like this was a hard thing to like find other people that were curious about this stuff, that had played with it. Like when I was in college, it was Carl Jung. Like that was for me like, okay, here's somebody who's really like experimenting, and particularly his book, Memoirs, Dreams, and Reflections. That's an out there book, man. And now you're talking about visualization, you're talking about dimensions, downloading, all that stuff, but in like a very like proper way. In the last 5-6 years, like I feel like the world has cracked open in terms of being willing to say like, hey, I had something weird happen to me. And partly by virtue of, social media, the internet, I think also partly because of COVID, and we had a chance to just kind of like noodle down and be alone and think. And because technology is increasingly giving us different ways to measure these things, I feel like my mind has been blown open by just the possibilities. Like we can talk about technology all day, and I love that. But honestly, what I think we should be focusing on is our own like what's .o for our system. Consciousness, the human mind, and everything around us that we refuse to see is all I want to experiment with and all I want to do.
What's your outlet for that besides reading?
I read, I YouTube. A lot of it has just been like learning from others, like how they experiment with it and like connecting with them and then bringing it into my own life. So like it started with the short version of this is going to a place here in Austin with a close friend that was kind of on the same page. I'm like, do you want to do like go do some like witchy weird shit? I don't even know what that means. She's like, hell yeah, let's go. Okay, where do we go? Okay, we found a place. Let's go. And then we would always go on a full moon to the same place, and we were just experimenting by learning through things like, okay, well, I found this like ritual that you can do. This is what it means. This is astrologically what it means. This is what tarot means. This is what these stones means. These are different meditations we could try. These are different, like literally like ghost hunting tools we could try. Let's just see what happens. And that's where it started. And it's grown so much from there to like, I think I just really wanted to know, is there something after this? Because the idea, like in my mind, it was always, I need to learn how to be alone because when I die, I'm going to be floating in blackness alone for eternity. What if that's not the case? And I really wanted that to not be the case, but I was willing to accept that it was. But now, having gone down this path, and I think I'm like 4 or 5 years into it now, heavily, in my opinion, that is not the case. There's so much more here for us if we're just willing to like put in the effort to connect with it.
Okay, so I have to tap into you offline because I literally have had that exact same feeling of like of the end. I don't know what's going to happen, but it being potentially just like darkness and also just like coming to peace with that as well. So anyways,
Yeah.
but
So
I do have like I love that. And so basically what I'm hearing is like connection with other people, like finding purpose in your own life and also exploring potentially what it means for you to be on earth. I'm curious, how would you feel like that might influence your day-to-day life?
It's everywhere. Like it's every, I think the big thing is, okay, it taught me how to, one, change my entire perspective, which is more about like what's really important. Like why, I know what I have to do today, but why? Like, and how seriously do I have to take that? How much do I have to let that impact how I feel? Then learning like my own energy is impacting how others feel. Oh, I should probably do something about that. Like, and then like, oh shit, it does. How can I use that to my advantage, to somebody else's advantage? Like, which is almost like learning just basic hygiene of your energy and how to just, I think most people are just kind of like a frazzle, razzle, dazzle of just like, right, you just don't know what's happening. But like, if you can get deeply rooted in your own sense of self and then bring that to like like from the moment I wake up to the first few minutes when I'm having my coffee to like I'm washing my face to I'm getting online, I'm going through my calendar, I'm on meetings. Like I think about it, I bet every 5 minutes about like alpha down. Okay, let's think about like what's that person's energy actually telling me? What does that energy look like in my mind? How much more data does that give me? I think about it all in terms of data. It's just more information, whether it's a feeling or some sort of like, oh my gosh, the word for I see colors.
Okay.
Synesthesia.
I was watching Love on the Spectrum last night.
Oh, I
It
love
literally
that show.
Almost
came with
every
last night.
conversation with Brooke right now starts with, I was watching Love on the
I'm
Spectrum
obsessed.
last night.
I watched the whole series in one day. Like, it's so good.
I just started
have
it
not
last
seen
week
it.
and
I'm
I've got
watching
like
it.
2 episodes left.
I mean, there's a good example right there.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's talk about autism. People that are whose brains operate differently than ours have been completely dismissed, put in a box because we don't want to put in the effort to figure out a different way to communicate with them. Welcome to the telepathy tapes. And now, oh shit, like they are way out ahead of us. Way out ahead of us.
Are y'all familiar with the telepathy
No,
tapes?
no.
Lindsay introduced me. Lindsay, a coworker at Funsize. But basically, the understanding that they're able to like measure people with autism speaking telepathically, and like have documented it. It's very
Not only speaking telepathically, yes, they communicate telepathically with their whoever lives in the house with them. They communicate with each other, regardless of where they are on the planet, in group settings, and have learned far more than they were ever told or taught. And they're thinking that this is actually a large explanation for savantism. So someone who comes into the world and knows how to speak 7 languages, potentially part of this telepathic community where they have teachers and they have guides and they have group conversations. Like, it is wild.
Wow.
And so, just kind of tying it back to, I think, would I be wrong in assuming this is kind of what you meant instead of like, you know, kind of getting into our own brains and like untapping our own IO, because like that it feels like it's in there.
It's in there.
Yeah.
It is in there. And like, the more you practice it, like, you have to quiet your mind. And in order to do it, you got to work through all your trauma. Everybody, when I give talks about AI, like, tell us about how to be an AI designer. Like, I always end with, you start working on AI by working on yourself. Don't underestimate the impact you have on whatever it is you're working on to influence the person that's going to interact with it, whether that's through data or bias or whatever. If you have unrecognized biases or tendencies, it will come out in your design. And we can see it everywhere now because we are not perfect. We are not aware of who we are. And we just hurt each other over and over and over again. So, but, you know, I think what we're trying to get to is calm your mind. And then that whole telepathy thing isn't just available by meditating. Like, and this isn't just something that came up in a podcast recently. Like, if you look up like Nikola Tesla, Carl Jung, Einstein, all these like amazing thinkers have been talking about how they download information from a global network of intelligence and consciousness, a global network that perhaps goes beyond humanity into other consciousness on this planet. I've tried it. That's all I try to do is like tap into like whatever that network is and download, and it does work. Like, it is amazing. But like, learning to distinguish between like, that was my imagination, am I making this shit up, or was that actual information? You have to go on this journey of like being like, all right, I'm just gonna like get really weird and I'm just gonna make shit up in my head and then I'll fact check it later.
I love that.
And the more you fact check it and you're like, holy shit, like there was no way for me to know that. You start to realize like, I can do this. I can really do this. And people are not just like weirdos talking about it. Like, the most out there scientists today doing like the most groundbreaking work are all talking about downloading. And if you haven't read American Cosmic, I think that's a great resource for that. If you haven't watched or listened,
We're just so many notes. We're taking notes over here.
Yeah, American Cosmic is a book. It's also a great audio book. Diana Paluchik, I believe is how you pronounce her last name, she's a professor of religion talking to scientists and doing this research about. Anyway, I'm not even going to get it. It's so much. That's a good one. Cosmosis is a great podcast that kind of is going through step by step. Hellier, if you haven't watched Hellier, which I believe is available now on Amazon or Netflix, you want to know like how to like get out into the wild and experiment, Hellier changed my life. So much fun. Yeah, there's just a plethora of content about this out there right now. And the more you learn, the more you find like, oh, that's so that's an interesting person. Like, who did they learn from? And then you see that, and then you're like, is everybody doing this and just not telling me? Like, is this just like a big group secret? But it makes life so much more interesting, my God. And so now I'm not like, okay, yes, like we can re-engineer the human mind and consciousness and like build it out of metal, or we could just get rid of all of that and learn how to speak telepathically and not have these communication problems. Let's just jump to that. That's kind of where I am.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I love this.
I feel like I'm not saying anything because I'm just so captivated by like your journey and all of the words that are coming out of your mouth. Like I'm forgetting them on a podcast and I need to say something.
Good. I literally feel like all three of us are like,
My mouth is literally just like writing things down. But I kind of,
Yeah, go ahead. No, I was.
I'm just curious. Like, I feel like you exist on some higher level. Like you've gone through all these things. Your journey is amazing. Have you ever had to deal with like, or is there a moment that you can think of where you've struggled with like imposter syndrome?
Every fucking day.
Every day.
Right here on this podcast.
Well, you're doing great. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you, do you have any like a process or anything like that pulls you out of that space?
I think there are actually appropriate for. Okay, so this is kind of edging into advice. And the thing with advice is take what works for you and dump the rest. I might say something that's wacko for you. But for me, I needed appropriate levels of imposter syndrome throughout my career in order to push myself with that doubt and fear. That has driven me. And honestly, when I started, I was 19. I could have used a lot more imposter syndrome. Like I came in like a wrecking ball, just like, I'm great. Right? And I got hammered hard my first 2 years. And it was exactly what I needed. And then it took me, from 21 until probably 38 of rebuilding from that like utter decimation of confidence into self-doubt. I had to prove to myself because I have to prove to everybody else, like I'm good enough, I'm good enough, I'm good enough. If I hadn't had that, I wouldn't have the experiences that I have. I wouldn't have pushed myself hard enough to do that. By the time I was and now what I'm dealing with is like, okay, like you need to learn what the next level is and how you sit in that space. I can't be involved in everything day to day, which is partly my new job now. Like as an executive, you need to be at a higher level and you need to have some confidence with that. And you need to do that. I feel guilt. And I've been an executive for 5 years now, not intentionally. That just happened. And when it happened, I immediately broke into tears. I'm like, this is not my journey. This is not I don't know how to do this. I can't wear suits. But then come to find okay, but that was just the new thing you needed to learn, how to mature your mind. So now it's about enabling others to take the stage where I was most comfortable taking the stage as an IC, an independent contributor. Now I need to help other people take that by just giving them yes, sometimes mentorship. Yes, sometimes feedback. But most importantly, coaching. How do you come to your own answers? Not by me telling you, but me guiding you through a critical thinking process, which is most of what I do all day long right now. And then I had to get a coach to better unpack my imposter syndrome and understand my day for my job has to look different than I just need to have my computer open and be working at least from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. because my team is online all that time. And if I'm not online, then I'm not working hard enough. And then they have no reason to work any harder. And it's not about that anymore. It's about realizing no, they're in a different part of their journey. They are a proving themselves journey. I have to be at adding value journey. And a lot of that doesn't happen online. A lot of that happens with deeper thinking. But yeah, I have it every day. I think we all do. I hope we all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to think I shredded it, but I didn't.
You call it what is it, the self-doubt demon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was just I don't know words, and somehow it came out
I
as
love the self.
I know.
I love
we call it
referring
the
to it as that.
self-doubt demon over here.
I agree. I feel like anytime I like think about where it's applied to me, it is like I wouldn't have done that if I didn't have that, almost, fear of
It is.
pushing you. Well, I feel like this has been so fun, this conversation. And so let's make it more fun with the lightning round.
Oh, lightning round is fun.
I know Nicole is excited to ask a couple of these, so I'm going to let her go first.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, sorry. You're familiar with the lightning round?
I'll figure it out.
Okay. It's just we ask you a question, and the idea is just like you don't have to put a lot of thought into it, just like the first thing that comes to your mind or whatever.
Okay. Stream of consciousness. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. There you
I don't
go.
know what I
It's
have in
right
mind.
on vibe.
Sorry. The dog guest is being very unruly, and I'm sorry for all of his.
I feel like he's doing
now
so
trying to
good.
clean Natalie, and he does this to everyone. So don't.
Our dog used to do that to me
okay.
too.
It's obsessive. Okay, he will not be invited to any future shows. Okay, what's one piece of analog tech you secretly miss?
The first thing that came to mind was my Casio cassette player.
Oh.
It was, pink and rounded corners.
Oh,
with yeah.
Yeah, nice.
What's a lie you used to believe about yourself?
That I didn't have a control problem.
I think this year I just learned that, and I'm in the accepting mode of that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Let me know how it goes and if you got
I feel like
tips.
it's going to be a few more years. So.
What is a favorite era of design that you've lived through? Like
The 90s.
the 90s?
Yes. The 90s were just like, there was still that Mad Men of it all in the air.
Yeah.
And because I respond so well to fear-driven motivation, that was like, it was hot.
Nice. Coffee order?
Cappuccino.
Regular cow milk?
Just
good?
regular whole milk cappuccino because I feel like an asshole. The more complicated my order is, I'll just order like the simplest thing. She's like, that's fine. That's good.
Literally say, I just drink black drip.
Yes.
50% of the reason is just because I don't want to make their lives harder.
Yes. I'm so concerned about, yeah.
Wait, what did you call that? I wrote it down because I feel like I wanted this to energy hygiene. You
Energy
make sure when
hygiene.
you even with your coffee order that your hygiene of your energy is good.
Yeah, exactly.
But see, that's a control thing too. Like, I should not be assuming that the barista, I'm overwhelming them. I'm making it like, no, like I should just be like, you are a full grown ass human being dealing with your own shit. I am dealing with I'm not going to assume shit. I'm going to tell you what I want. And then you can tell me if you have a problem with that.
So next time,
That is-
get some lavender in it or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like that's a good practice.
There's some
Just like-
people, right, that are like, I want one pump of this, and I want my cappuccino to be 100 and something degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
There's
no.
that too.
No. That person's not allowed out of the house.
What is your I should be sleeping, but I'm doing this instead habit?
Watching The Office.
Oh, nice. Classic.
Classic.
British or American?
American.
Okay.
And do you feel like you've watched the season multiple times?
Do I feel like it?
Better question, how many times would you guess?
I feel like what I'm worried about is not stopping watching this damn show. Like, we watch it every night. It is like my palate cleanser to the end of the day. I don't know why. And this has been happening for years. We just watch it on repeat over and over and over and over. So I feel like, yeah, I do watch it too many times.
Yeah.
And I hope that something
I'm not
steps in.
joking. I literally do the exact same thing. I don't even, I wouldn't be able to tell you how many times because we watch it every single night.
Yeah, what is it
And we
about?
fall asleep to it. And then I'll wake up laughing to a joke that I've heard 40 times.
I have found that we will watch something the night before. The next day, I'll have an office line going in my head. Like, why am I thinking about this? And it's always the next episode. Like, my brain has started anticipating the jokes of the next
my
episode
God. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
and preparing for it. But I also think, like, the more I watch it, the more I understand like what a brilliant management class that show is.
Yeah, I agree completely.
He's got an answer for everything. And it's like, it's framed in this like ridiculous, abstract way, but like the essence of it, you're like, damn, I need to do that.
I'm going to butcher this quote, but when he says about Pam, Michael says about Pam, she's such a kind person and she's a brilliant artist, but I'd never tell
her this, but yeah. Right?
I think
Yeah.
maybe I need to switch up because my husband and I go to bed every night watching true crime, and I'm not sure that's like the best for me.
I do watch a lot of true crime.
I have to in the middle of the day. My dreams are so vivid that I dream about whatever is,
Killing Jose.
no, more probably me getting murdered.
First job you ever had?
I was a gas station attendant
Where?
in Bainbridge, Ohio at the 76 station.
Whoa.
I changed oil. I cleaned the bathrooms. I pumped gas.
At that time, Ohio is one of those weird states where you have to get your gas pumped. Like
No.
New Jersey?
No, not like
Okay.
that. No, I was just, I don't know what I was thinking. There were a couple gas stations in my tiny town. None of them would hire chicks. I was on this whole feminist thing and I'm like, I can work at a gas station. I can change oil, and got hired there, and then quickly realized like why
This
women
sucks.
don't work at gas stations.
Amazing. I love it.
What's a small joy right now that instantly improves your day?
A small joy
Yeah.
instantly improves my day. Well, I bought a cappuccino machine a couple months ago. Mom, cover your earmuffs. Don't listen to this. I bought a cappuccino machine because I was like, I'm going to quit smoking and I deserve a reward. But turns out having cappuccino and cigarettes in the morning is my favorite thing. And it's only made it worse.
Oh my gosh. I could understand. Now you're just locked into the two little joys. Honestly, though, I feel like where the world feels right now, I'm like, is smoking that bad?
Right? It can be so much worse.
Compared to everything, I'm like, smoking feels fine right now. I don't smoke, but yeah. I feel like that was a good one.
Do you
have one?
have one more?
Okay,
We
yes,
can
please.
cut.
I was gonna let you.
We can cut this.
We shouldn't.
You have 2 cats. 3. Which one's your favorite?
Bitch. You think they're not going to know I said this? They're going to know.
Yeah.
My
Energies.
favorite. So they all cycle through moods and shit. And right now, my favorite is Mosley. My favorite is always who's feeling the most cuddliest at this time.
That's fair.
Mhm.
That's fair.
Mosley earmuffs.
I will give you one experiment to try, though,
Oh.
coming out of this, since we just talked about design and AI and the greater consciousness. I would highly encourage all of you to start pulling out tarot cards during meetings, during one-on-one sessions, and especially when you're feeling self-doubt and imposter syndrome, to kind of like get some backup reinforcements to guide the conversation. It's just a design thinking tool, honestly. No matter what cards you get, it's going to give you a different perspective. That's my tip.
You don't need to know anything about how to.
You have to read
I don't memorize it. Biddy Tarot, BIDDY Tarot
Okay.
on your phone. Pull your card, look up what it means.
I use
Think about it.
Kim Cran's animal spirit cards.
Okay.
Those are my.
Those are really pretty.
Is the idea like.
that's what got me into them, and so I don't really do other tarot besides that, but I've been pulling every new moon, and so I
Oh,
actually
that's
didn't
great.
last night. I meant to. I think it was last night or Monday night. Yeah, but it is so it feels like magic when they come out, because it's like you telling you a message. It's like
It's quantum. I'm so
Yeah.
convinced it's quantum.
it is crazy.
Is the idea like, all right, Nat and I are brainstorming or having a meeting. We pull a tarot card.
I think it's for yourself.
Oh,
right?
just for yourself.
Or is
I
it
use
for
it all the time. I use it with my boss all the time. I'll be like,
Oh.
And then just see how that might reframe your thinking.
yes,
Or change or
you
whatever.
could use it to be like, let's just get an outside perspective on this. What's the and whatever you ask, you can ask anything about it. Like, what should I do next? What do I need to be looking out for? how should I handle this situation? What are the guiding forces that I'm not aware of? It could be anything. But I usually like, if I'll be on a call with a person, a boss, a team, and I'm feeling like this shit needs some clarity, I'll just I've got like a row of decks beside my thing, and I'll just start like shuffling as the call is happening. And I expect the call to be putting energy into the cards. And eventually something or a couple things pop out, and I just set them aside. And then you have to be careful. Not everybody is going to be
receptive,
right? There's still witch hate out there, if you can believe that. So, but then like it can open up a really interesting conversation that it can be a difficult point to get to a level of honesty, a level of transparency in a work setting or in any setting, honestly, to get to a deeper truth. So to have like a friend of mine, a person on my team was literally dealing with imposter syndrome, being like, man, I think am I going crazy? Like, why is this happening? I thought I did the right thing. This isn't working out though, and da-da-da. And as she's talking and pulling the cards, she got 3 cards. Every one of them was about trust yourself, trust yourself, trust yourself. The week after, she comes to me again. She's like, what do I do about this? I'm like, we already talked about this, girl. Like, the gods told you, trust yourself this week. So let's try that and see how that goes. But it's super valuable.
I have to imagine SAP is a super buttoned up company. Like you coming in with these like very interesting ideas. Like I like that it's probably like shaking things up a bit.
I think I come into companies like ignorant and naive of what the rules accepted there.
Yeah.
Early on, I had to like give an AI design talk, like an update from my team for like 30 minutes to like 500 people. And I showed up in like, you know, those red light skin masks that you might have one of those. I put that on, and then I wrapped the whole thing in aluminum foil, and I gave myself aluminum foil gloves. And I put on this like spacey background, and I came out, I was like, greetings from the AI design team, and did that for like 5 minutes until don't put aluminum foil over the red light thing because it will burn. It like,
yikes.
so I was like, oh my God, I have to like write the whole thing. Be like, lesson learned. Okay, moving on. Hi, I'm Jen.
That's incredible.
I think just being yourself is real important.
Yeah.
I mean, be rooted and be aware of those around you and level set, but you can't not be yourself. And trust that like you were hired because someone saw something in you. They did not see all of you. You are there to tell them exactly what you're good at and exactly how you can best contribute. Period. They're never going to figure it out. You have to tell.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you guys. This was fun.
It's been so exciting. And
yay.
Great conversation.
Yeah. I could continue to talk about
I know.
I
don't want it to end.
I'm thinking about that stuff all the time. I'm not religious, and I'm going to guess that you are not religious.
I have decided I'm
like a typical religion.
An omnist. Like I believe in everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It makes just things way more complicated.
Religion?
No, not having it. Because there's
religion.
So much more options of what could be, you know?
Sure.
Like sometimes I say like, I'm going to find religion later in life because then it'll be easier to die.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, oh, you know, and then I know where I'm going.
Right.
This world of uncertainty.
But then there's a big question. Who's going to choose right? Yeah. The Mormons. It was the Mormons who got the answer correct.
You said
I'm going to pull a card.
How did you say it?
Omni religion,
like all
spiritual.
of it.
Like
that's funny.
I believe in all of it.
That's my husband. Like that's what he's like. I think it all could be true. You know,
it's
like
all true.
Parts of all of it. Yeah.
If thoughts are actual forms, which we can measure that, you have a thought, it has actual energy to it, and it is being delivered like radio waves out through, and it impacts other people around you. What we think becomes what is around us. So whatever you think of, it is true. You might not have like fully manifested it yet, but it is true, which means you can believe in whatever you want. I don't think it matters. I think it matters what you do with that. Like just the basic stuff, right? Like golden rule. I'll get real behind that. And from there, I mean, I'm not Aleister Crowley about it. Like Aleister Crowley, love and do as thy will, which got real crazy for those people. But even that's an experiment, right? Like even the bad stuff, we're all just coming from one. If energy can't be created or destroyed, that means there is just one finite amount of energy in the universe, the multiverse, the whatever we're in. And we are all of that same energy. Even people that, based on your religion or your beliefs, are doing something bad, every single person, living thing, inanimate object you see is also made of that energy, is having an experience and is uploading what it's learned from that experience back to the central. And you are part of that central, and you can pull down info from that central, and what you are learning is contributing to the central. You're just a mini little droplet of the big droplet. And even if you're a murderer, I'm betting you're learning something about what it means to be manifested consciousness. And that's what we're here to do, is learn. Don't be a murderer. I mean, try not, but like
don't be a murderer.
But I'm not judging you. Thanks for...
All right. Well, this is the part where we say goodbye to you, even though we want you to stay forever. Can you come just work here?
Anytime.
Yeah, you can come and guest desk here whenever.
Yay.
Right?
Thank you so much. I mean, you guys already do. You let me come in and like crash in the back room whenever I need it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And then we're going to just chat about this.
Thanks, Jen.
Okay, guys. That was amazing. I feel better about myself than today.
I love how we we went honestly, like very, very deep in terms of, kind of where we went with AI and the ethics and that, but also kind of like the expansionness of consciousness on the other, I felt like, that was incredible.
It's so much big thinking, but like she's working on things that are big ideas. It's like, it makes sense that is like where her mind is set up to deal with that stuff.
Right. Yeah. I'm curious to hear your perspective, Natalie.
I'm still processing. I feel like I did not say a word, but I seriously, I was just so fascinated by everything that she was saying. And I think it's a level of thought that I typically don't engage with on a day-to-day basis. I am more I don't want to say short-sighted, but what can I do to get done what's in front of me? And I don't think about the why, all the levels of the why. And I think when she was talking, I found myself kind of drifting away and thinking about that stuff. But maybe that just means that, honestly, I should just put more time aside to allow myself to be in spaces like that.
I think those spaces are really challenging, and I find myself getting into them. It sounds like Jen has guidance on how to manage those, but for me personally, I go into a rabbit hole and I think it ends up with what is the reason? Why are we even here? And then forget about space. The idea of outer space, when I think about it's infinite,
Same. It terrifies me, and I'm nope.
Yeah. Why would you ever want to go to outer space? I'm sorry, but I'm good here on this planet because I can barely comprehend the vastness of this place.
The infinite space. Yeah. It's just
to me, it's for a long time, especially in my early 20s, when I was kind of like she was saying, how I needed an answer, I needed something. To me, that learning about space and its infiniteness comforted me, because I'm no one knows fucking anything.
Oh yeah.
And that is very comforting to me, because I think I came from a place that was very rigid thinking, there's black and white and there's right and wrong and there's this and that's your choices. And I was I want to believe that that's not true. And that's something else I love that she said, just if you that, believing it and thinking it and that and making it real.
I think to be brilliant in that space, the idea that there aren't boundaries set, a religion that sets very strict rules, black, white, wrong, wrong, right, it allows you to think at such a bigger level and do these things that she's doing. And I think that's really, really beautiful.
I like the tactical advice too of like getting a tarot card. I didn't ever think growing up that I would be a tarot card person, but I feel like I'm going to go buy one after this.
Oh yeah, we're all going to go see the witchy ladies.
I'll bring mine.
Oh yeah, can you teach us how to?
I can't teach you like tarot necessarily. I mean, there's tons, like also a lot of decks will have like guidance on like pulling cards and stuff. But I've gotten like the cards that I do, like I mentioned, the animal spirit cards. It's they still have like the like arcana, they like major, minor arcanas, but it's a little different. But anyways, the way my how I do it is I, like she was saying, like you shuffle it, put your energy into it. If a card falls out, that's a sign, you know, like you put that card, you definitely want to like pay attention to that. But I mean, there's different pulls that you can do, like past, present, future, stuff like that. But one thing, like when I do it with Jose sometimes, and I'll just say like, we'll go through it and I'll like read the card, and then I'll say like, you know, what's true for you in that. And it does help, like it helps me understand like where his mind's at. So it's...
Are you over here buying a set? Is that what
No, I actually, so the funny thing is that I went to a bachelorette party like a week ago. And it was probably the second time in my whole life that I did a tarot reading, and she had me shuffle, pulled a card. One of them was upside down. And then I had asked a question while I was shuffling. And then when she was reading it to me, like you said, it was like magic. I was like, what the frick? And I walked away, when I entered it, I had like a lot of doubt in like asking the question. And then I walked away with so much clarity. And it was a really powerful moment. Like I was getting teary eyed because I haven't experienced that before. And so I actually I was looking at the photo of the cards that I pulled.
One thing when I've read for other people, because I feel like, especially like you said, meeting people where they're at with tarot cards is like, some people are just like, nah, you know, whatever. But I'm always like, literally, what I'm going to like pull out here is from you. Like it's not me. I'm just like the energy source to like deliver this to you. So I might pull something and I don't know what it's going to mean to you. So you're like, you can interpret it as you will.
Okay, I love having a lot of skepticism about this sort of thing, but also a lot of interest in it. It's like that's how I think about ghosts too. Like hugely skeptical. Also, tell me every single ghost story.
Same.
But I think with what you're saying, like, okay, you could have somebody who's like very like scientific, and they're like, well, you know, you can't. Just energy isn't going to change the card you have, but. She helped me just think about this in a little bit of a different way. It's like, no matter what card got pulled out, it's going to reframe your thinking. Mm-hmm. Like, so in the design meeting, if you just need some new perspective, like this idea, even if it has nothing to do with design, might make you start thinking about things differently.
Yeah.
And that's really powerful and really cool.
Or even like understanding yourself, like feeling whatever it be, like conflict or like those things, like pulling that out. You might not have caught up with your body on where you're at. Yeah. And sometimes it helps you verbalize like, oh, that is what I'm feeling.
Right. Like you're meeting, you have this idea in your head, you pull the card and now you're mashing these ideas together, and it might be, you know, some kind of revelation for you.
Yeah, and the cards that she had pulled for me, the first one was about who I was, and it was accurate. She was like, this card is so-and-so, and I think she had like the goddess deck or something like that. But she like explained what it meant, and I was like, yeah, that is me. And so it made it feel more true, like the rest of the reading too.
Well, it sounds like we have a new hobby. We're going to get some decks at the office.
I've been waiting for y'all to get here.
Magic hour?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a really good magic hour. We haven't. Do I need to spin a wheel or something?
Yeah. Okay. Or you can pick someone that would bring in a tarot reader.
Yeah.
For y'all that don't know, Magic Hour is a monthly activity that we do here at Funsize. We have a small budget to learn or do something as a group. Our last Magic Hour, Brooke brought in an artist to teach us how to draw portraits, and that was very cool. That was
so awesome. I saw the results of that in the office, and wow.
I was so impressed because I did an 8-week course with him, and you guys got an hour, and y'all did great.
I feel like I was like, how much money did I spend in art school? Because my life drawing class, I do not remember learning all that stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I was 18. What did I knew nothing. I wasn't ready to receive it.
Well,
Anyway,
another great guest. I
yeah,
feel like
great guest, Brooke.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I'll form my thoughts about this one day.
we'll have a follow-up
Yeah,
episode.
After my tarot card reading that I do for myself.
Yeah.
Nice. And again, if you're interested on being on Honestly Honesty, you've seen or you may have heard now our wide variety of creative
females.
You definitely fall in the category. And Natalie, where can they reach out?
Reach us at howdy@funsize.co. And the other thing is, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@funsizecorp.
Smash that like
and we're
button.
also on Spotify.
Yep.
All the podcasts.
All the
things.
podcasts.
Wherever you get
all
your
the things.
podcasts.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.